Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I'm joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Kwam and Nicole. Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hey, David. It feels like I was just talking to you, man.
I know it does. It does feel like that. And it's the last day of July. Can you believe that?
I know. Time is a-flying.
It's true. And it flies even more when we're having fun. And today, we're going to have tons of fun. So let's get right to it. On today's show, we will reveal the 3 premieres we're most excited about this week. I will break down the TV shows and movies you can enjoy for free during AMC Plus's free preview. We will be joined by our very special guests, WWE superstars Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. We'll show you how Xfinity Reward members can get the movie Sing 2 on us. And we'll take a trip down memory lane with our favorite Nickelodeon shows and movies of all time. So let's get things started with a very important date. It's time for Appointment TV. Every week, the Xfinity editors pick the TV show or movie premiere they are most excited about right now. And this week, we will kick things off with Nicole. Nicole, what do you got for us?
All right. I am very excited about Reservation Dogs coming back for season 3 this week. Let's watch a clip.
They just expect you to know.
You think you're the only kid on the res growing up without a dad?
You believe that, bro? All kinds of shit's been going down.
Are you guys snagging yet?
I'm 15.
What about you? No boyfriend?
Nope.
Girlfriend?
Can't be tamed.
Creator, take pity upon these kids. They did something they ain't proud of.
Tell them the effects of it will linger on in their hearts until they deal with the guilt inside.
So if you guys haven't watched this yet, it's basically it's a story about 4 Native American teenagers in rural Oklahoma. They rob, steal, and kind of finagle people into just saving up money for a trip to California, all in honor of their lost friend, Daniel. It's from the mind of Taika Waititi, so you know it's fun. He's not personally on the show, but the kids are just phenomenal. Like, they just have the right amount of dry humor, which, you know, if you like Taika, then you'll like this. Balances real life issues with comedy. Certainly a heartwarming show. Highly recommend. Any of you guys seen it? Interested? Anything like that?
It's very good. And I remember when it premiered, it like kind of came out of nowhere. Very much the way The Bear did. And I think both of these shows are considered FX on Hulu shows. So they're produced by FX but air on Hulu. And I don't know, they just keep knocking it out of the park. And this is, again, another like really great show in terms of showing a diverse point of view and story of people right here in our own country that maybe you have no idea even exists. So all for that, and really love this show.
I have not seen the show yet, unfortunately. It's on my watch list, but I was really tapped into it because I missed the first season premiere. But I was really tapped into it like a few months ago when I was listening to NPR of all stations, and I think they were talking to one of the creators of the show and taking them through the process of creating this show and filmmaking. And to your point, David, I love the diverse angle. I think especially with Native American casts and stories, they're not told enough in media, and so I think this show is just it's beautiful for that, if anything else. And also, I hear great things about it as well. And also the fact that these kids are pretty much like the premise of Ed, and Eddie. Just kids just doing what they need to do, finesse to get where they need to go. And I'm always for that.
I did not make that connection, but now that's all I'm going to see.
Kwam, thank you, Nicole. Kwam, tell us about the show you are excited about this week.
Well, the show I'm excited about this week isn't premiering. It's already on. It's The Righteous Gemstones, but it will be finaling on HBO on August 6th. Let's take a clip if you've not seen the show yet.
The sunshine.
These are the brothers, tomorrow's fires.
This is a militia.
Gemstones and Montgomery, oil and vinegar, fire and ice.
When the end of times come, are we to believe that these phony fakers will be called to the kingdom of heaven?
There's a war coming. The Lord has picked how he'll use each of us. You know how he intends to use you?
Yeah, singing.
Captain preaching.
Ministry, probably.
Resurrection, boy. Restore the kingdom.
The road we have been traveling on has been bumpy as of lately. Somebody needs to make sure everything's going to turn out okay.
If you get killed, I promise we will try to avenge you.
Take care of my wife and kids.
Say what?
What's that? Yeah, I feel like your kids are old enough.
I mean, it's a big ask. You know what I mean? We don't know what our schedules are.
As I mentioned, the finale of The Righteous Gemstones airs this week on HBO. Will also be available on Max. The series tells the story of the Gemstones family, who are televangelists and are led by the megachurch pastor patriarch, played by John Goodman. While their family presents to be this wholesome success story of what happens when you let faith and good works, dictate your life, they're definitely a front. This could not be farther from the truth. In actuality, the family is supplementing their lavish lifestyle through church donations, of course. And as someone who went to church a lot as a kid, I love these kind of stories. I'm just very skeptical about the church. And it's a classic story as old as Christianity itself. The show was created by the hilarious Danny McBride. And if you love a good black comedy, The Righteous Gemstones is it. I just love shows that have a lot of commentary about, social systems and institutions, and loves to poke fun of those kind of things. David, have you seen this show at all?
I have. Yeah, I'm so if you love Danny McBride, if you love Eastbound and Down, if you love anything that he does, this is absolutely the show for you. I mean, it's just his most Danny McBride-ness. I don't love Danny McBride, and I don't particularly love Adam Devine either. They just don't do it for me, and that's fine. And they are so much in this that it's not my favorite show, but I am very much in the minority on this because I know so many people who adore it and think it's the funniest show they've ever seen. So take their word for it.
Clearly, David, you're just a hater. If you were in the minority, then you just must be the hater of the group.
It's true.
Which is okay. We all had haters. Jesus had haters, God himself has the ultimate hater. So that's all good. Just know you're there with Judas and whatnot.
Of course. It's me, Judas.
What was your pick?
My pick for the week is the brand new Owen Wilson comedy Paint, which is available exclusively on AMC Plus starting August 4th. Let's take a quick look at the trailer.
Let's just take it all in.
When's the last time you heard someone say something that interesting?
There is nothing like having the one you hold dearest, nearest, when the world turns cold. Thanks for going to a special place with me, Carl Nargle. I'm always moving forward, just on to the next.
Don't let fame bring out the worst in you.
I want to taste the cheese.
How is everything? It's good. Good, thank you.
Hi, friends, and welcome to Paint with Ambrosia.
It takes paint to a whole new place.
You're entitled to your favorite TV show. It's what makes this country great.
As you can see, Owen Wilson plays a Bob Ross-inspired artist named Carl Nargle, who is Vermont's #1 public television painter. But when the TV station hires a new, younger painter to increase ratings, Carl suddenly finds every aspect of his life falling apart. Paint co-stars Michaela Watkins, Wendy McClendon-Covey, Ciara Renee, and Stephen Root. The movie is by no means perfect. and it divided critics during its brief theatrical run, but there is enough dry humor there, fueled by Owen Wilson's charming, tongue-in-cheek performance, to really make it worth your 90 minutes. It's only just over 90 minutes. It's fun. And if you're not an AMC Plus subscriber, you can enjoy Paint for free through August 6th during the AMC Plus free preview. Nicole, you did see this, right?
I did. I used to watch the Bob Ross, I'm forgetting the show, but used to watch that as a kid, so I was very amped up about this, and it's got a solid cast. But like you said, it's not a perfect movie. I did enjoy it at some parts. I liked that it was, a quick film. But I don't know, maybe my expectations were too high. Maybe I was expecting too much. But it was a fun ride. I'll say that.
The Joy of Painting is what his show was.
Thank you.
Was Bob Ross's show. And I think people, maybe I've read some comments that people expected this to be like a Bob Ross biopic. That's not what this is.
Right.
I definitely thought this was a Bob Ross biopic. I mean, how could you not? Just looking at the poster art. But fun fact, I have not watched that Bob Ross show. I've seen mentions of it. I've obviously seen clips, and I know the meme, I know the joke, I know what it's all about. But I've actually never sat down and watched the Joy of Painting. So I feel like I've missed out on it's a cultural moment.
Yeah. It's a childhood memory.
Mm-hmm. It is very calming and relaxing. And there's even like some people who are doing similar things on TikTok now.
Oh my God, please. It's not the same.
It's not
the same.
But I'll watch someone paint a river and some trees on TikTok for way too long. But yeah, it's good. And Owen Wilson, like his character's a little bit of a playboy. Like everyone loves him, and he's like the talk of the town. And then he has to deal with this young painter Ambrosia coming in and stealing his thunder. And it's great. It's just dry, and it can be a little slow. I feel like I'm not selling it, but it is worth checking out, especially during this AMC Plus free preview.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, and you can check out all the other shows, movies, specials, everything we talked about, and so much more simply by saying what to watch into your voice remote. Next up, we've got Vampires and Witches and Zombies. Oh my. It's the latest edition of Free This Week. Xfinity's Free This Week program continues with a free network preview of AMC Plus. And if you are the kind of person who loves scary movies, British dramas, independent films, and offbeat docuseries, AMC Plus is everything you've been looking for wrapped into one. AMC Plus includes more than 250 AMC and BBC series like the new Walking Dead spinoff, Dead City, Interview with a Vampire, Mayfair Witches, Gangs of London, Happy Valley, and Dark Winds. More than 500 horror series, movies, and specials from Shudder, including the brand new Children of the Corn remake. More than 200 series and movies from Sundance Now, and more than 600 movies from IFC Films Unlimited, including the new Owen Wilson movie, Paint. And it's all commercial free. You can also enjoy many AMC series 3 days before they premiere on the traditional AMC linear network. So what are you waiting for? There is a lot to watch, a really, really great library of classic horror content. So this is your chance. It's Shudder. Go check it out. And all that like award-winning AMC stuff too. Kwam, I want to bring you back in because you just interviewed the stars of The Walking Dead, Dead City for an episode of Xfinity Hangouts, right?
I did. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohen. They were amazing. Great energy, just great people all around. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the ultimate swagger jagger. I don't know. He's amazing. I loved him. He had this persona about him that he was this cool, suave, playboy kind of guy. And even though he's in his like late 50s, and I was like, yo, that's like aspirational. Maybe not the playboy part, but he had this cardigan on, and I absolutely loved it. And he gave me the location where to get it from. And I'm going to go try to find it. Hopefully they will cut down on the price because it's quite expensive. I'm going to tell him I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and he told me to come here personally. And hopefully they're like, oh, for sure, here you go for free. Well, that's what's happening in my head right now, but we'll see what happens.
He is the coolest.
Yeah,
he is
awesome.
The coolest guy. I interviewed him once for OG Walking Dead at Comic-Con, and the way he is just so like unbothered by everything happening, he just like rolls and he's like, that camera there. Yeah, cool. Look, this is all pretty neat. Like, yeah. Like just like so
unbothered. It's unbothered. It's probably the best word.
It's the best word to like. It's just I can't imagine just no anxiety in your life.
Oh yeah, no, like he's the definition of suave, you know, and just comes in. He's just like, oh hey guys, so you ready? Kwam, nice to meet you, man.
So I have to ask, was Lucille anywhere in the shot? Was it in the background somewhere?
There was no Lucille, unfortunately. I know. I asked him what was some of your favorite kills or death scenes in the Walking Dead, and he took it as what was his personal favorite, kill.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so he was like, obviously Glenn. He's like, yeah, I just love bashing the head in. No, he didn't say that. No, but he's like, that's obviously the most iconic, scene from The Walking Dead, at least for him.
Yeah.
And people won't let him live it down, even if he wants to. They're like, oh, you killed Glenn.
Yeah, that broke my heart. Yeah. I screamed aloud when that happened.
Aloud.
Yeah.
I screamed aloud.
Aloud.
Well, you can catch up on The Walking Dead Dead City, which stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohen, right now during the AMC Plus free preview. Xfinity's Free This Week program offers a new selection of free content from streaming services and premium networks every week of the year with no strings attached. Just say free or free this week into your voice remote to check it out. Next up, it's time for the biggest party of the summer in the latest edition of sports. This Saturday, August 5th, World Wrestling Entertainment takes over Ford Field in Detroit for the biggest party of the summer, better known as WWE SummerSlam. In anticipation of this year's event, which you can watch live on Peacock, I sat down with WWE superstars and longtime friends Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for one of the nerdiest episodes of Xfinity Hangouts ever recorded. Here is a sneak peek at our conversation. We mentioned SummerSlam a little bit, and every wrestling fan has those early memories of moments that just absolutely enthralled us as kids. And for me, one of those moments was Undertaker versus Undertaker at SummerSlam 94, and wondered if you each have kind of a moment like that for yourselves.
SummerSlam specific?
It does any match.
It's really funny you mentioned that one because right around like 95 is when my dad rented the tape and I started watching wrestling. So I started going backwards into the shows, because I'd go to the video store and then rent whatever show. Oh, so like I started with WrestleMania 11. Well, what led to WrestleMania was Royal Rumble and then this and then that. And when I got to SummerSlam 1994 and the cover is Undertaker and Undertaker, like, what? Yeah, it's really funny that you say that.
Actually, so when I was a pretty diehard little teenager there, SummerSlam 98 might still be up there for one of my all-time favorite pay-per-views. SummerSlam 98, The Garden, the Highway to Hell with Undertaker and Austin.
The ladder match.
Ladder match at Triple H and Rock, which is still...
Cal Venus was D'Lo Brown.
Yeah. Oh, it was like 25 minutes. Why was it so long? X-Pac versus Jeff Jarrett, really good match. Dumpster match, I believe, with the New Age Outlaws and Foley and Terry Funk. Just a great pay-per-view, but that ladder match actually is one of my favorite. The visuals burnt into my brain of when Triple H grabs the IC title, all of the Garden, because back then the Garden was still that, that hard cam shot of the short entrance. You just see all the arms. I'm getting goosebumps even talking about it. Just thousands of arms shooting in the air simultaneously, and the roar of that crowd. My God, it was. The fact that I'm still getting goosebumps talking about it all these years later is really one of those things where early on you're kind of addicted to this.
It's funny what you remember too, eh? Like I remember specifically from the Undertaker and Austin match. It's such a small thing.
The leg drop
to the table, but also I remember Steve kicking Undertaker up and Undertaker hitting Steve in the face with his head, busting Steve's lip open. Yeah, it's very strange what we remember from these things. But it goes to show certain things we were such hardcore diehard fans. There's the smallest things will stay with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
100%. I mean, I used to watch with my younger sister for many, many years. And to this day, we still say to each other, and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That
that was just a throwaway line in a backstage. We do millions of backstages, but everyone remembers that line. It's so funny.
He didn't mean to say it, but it stays with him forever.
And that white thing on his chin, you can clearly see his eyes dart off screen because someone's going, what? Get away.
So anyone who knows me or has seen an episode of What to Watch Live knows what a massive wrestling fan I am. I was just rewatching this with the biggest, dorkiest smile on my face. I am the same age as both Kevin and Sammy, so this episode of Hangouts essentially devolved into 3 dudes who are obsessed with professional wrestling, geeking out over professional wrestling, and it was just an absolute joy. The fact that these guys can sit down and talk about SummerSlam 1998 and name 5 matches from that show off the top of their head and know that D'Lo Brown and Val Venus match went on for, Sammy says 25 minutes. It was actually 15 minutes, but it was way longer than it needed to be. And Sammy remembered that. That's why Kevin and Sammy are not only 2 of the best personalities in wrestling, but 2 of the best in-ring performers because they are students of the business. They watched the history. They've learned from it. They've brought it into the modern era, and they're just so damn good. Towards the end of that clip, I reference a famous blooper from an Owen Hart interview at Royal Rumble 1994. I was so excited to get the line out that I actually neglected to attribute the line to Owen Hart. But Sammy and Kevin instantly knew what I was referring to, right down to the fact that Owen Hart had this gross speck of white spit on his face during the interview, and that clearly someone was telling him to wipe it off his face because his eyes kept darting off camera. It's just you guys know, it's rare that you can sit down in interviews like this and just BS about stuff you loved as kids, these shared memories of things. And that's what we did for 16 minutes, and I was very lucky to do so. So
I love that. You found your people,
I sure did.
You could tell by the enthusiasm and just the camaraderie that y'all had. It was definitely probably something really special for you.
It was.
So they're not twins?
They're not. No. So what's really interesting is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have been friends for more than 20 years. They're both Canadian, came up through the independent wrestling scene together, have wrestled against each other, alongside each other in some of the greatest feuds in pro wrestling history across organizations, in bingo halls and gymnasiums where no one ever saw them. I actually saw them in 2009 and 10 and maybe even 8, backing up a bit, multiple times in South Philly at the old ECW arena in front of just a couple hundred people when they were going by the names Kevin Steen and El Generico. Sammy used to wear a mask, and he was a Mexican luchador called El Generico. And they've just been up and down the road together. They're like an old married couple. As you can see, the lighting was not great in that video because they were backstage at Monday Night Raw in a dressing room. And when they first sat down, the lighting wasn't working. It was too loud. They couldn't hear us. And Sammy, who is the more energetic of the two, was like, we'll just lean in. We'll just lean in towards the camera when we talk. We'll just go like this, and we'll say it. And Kevin, looking down at his phone, was like, we're not doing that. We'll look so stupid. We're not doing that. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, he'll ask the question. We'll lean in to hear it, and then we'll go back, and then we'll answer it. And he's like, dude, we'll look so stupid if we do that. We're not doing that. Then Kevin just picks up the laptop and walks off with it. And I'm along here for the ride as he goes to find another room to do the interview in. They're just so cool together, best friends. And they just won their first WWE tag team titles together by defeating the Usos in the main event at WrestleMania 39. So they are 2 of the best in the business right now from humble beginnings. And I was so excited to talk to them. clearly I can't
Love
stop
to see
talking.
it. We love to see it.
Yes, exactly.
The heartwarming.
So that full interview will be available. Before I close out this segment, a quick reminder that the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup continues through August 20th. You can watch live coverage on Fox and FS1. Just say sports into your voice remote for match times, replays, news, and so much more. And you can check out my full interview with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens simply by saying Hangouts. Next up, it's time to treat yourself in a segment called Xfinity Rewards. If you've got a song in your heart and a love for anthropomorphic animals, Xfinity Rewards has got just what you're looking for. Nicole, tell us more about it.
Yes, so don't miss a beat because it's time to redeem Sing 2 on us. And guys, if you haven't seen it already, this is a fun, family-friendly film with an all-star cast, including Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon, Scarlett Johansson, and Bono as a depressed lion. I mean, talk about ending on a high note. I saw it with my cousins. You know, it was surprisingly good, especially with all the music. Definitely something you'd want to take home and keep. No.
Yeah, sorry, did you have more, Nicole?
No, I'm all good. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a sucker for a musical, especially a jukebox musical. So I really love to sing movies just for the covers.
Mm-hmm.
The Struts song, Could Have Been Me, is pretty much a perfect song, but I really enjoy Halsey's cover in Sing 2. I'm sure there's some Strut fan out there who just had a heart attack hearing me say that, but it's good. And Taron Egerton and Tori Kelly's cover of There's Nothing Holding Me Back, which is a Shawn Mendes song, is great. And even though I generally can't stand U2, I really like Scarlett Johansson's cover of I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For.
Yeah, it was
until
good.
Bono started singing and ruined it. But Scarlett's part is great.
I am not a fan of musicals.
Really? You're the music editor.
I thought you were going to love this.
Yeah, surprise. I don't like musicals that much. They just don't do it for me. When I'm watching a movie, I'm just like, where is this singing and dancing coming from? This is not real life. This isn't happening. This is not what happens when I'm walking down the streets. And so, musicals aren't my thing. But my nieces watch Sing. They love Sing and they swear by it. So if you have some kids, they will definitely love Sing. And kids love songs. So, yeah.
So, Kwame, it sounds like I need to give you the right musical to watch.
You need to give me how about this? Are there any original songs in this movie?
I think there is, to be honest with you.
I have to look, but I don't know.
I love a good original song. And it can only be maybe 2 or 3 scenes. I don't know. I'm not trying to, get musiced out in my animations. Okay.
All right.
You got 2 songs, 3 max. And they have to be originals. They gotta be bops, so that's my only criteria.
Got it. I'll be on the lookout. Yeah,
I will help out with that one. And Sing 2 is absolutely worth your time, especially if you've got kids, but you kid at heart will also enjoy this.
Yes.
And as Nicole said, you can add Sing 2 to your digital movie library on us right now through August 6th with Xfinity Rewards. Just say Xfinity Rewards into your voice remote to sign up or get more information. Next up, we celebrate Nickelodeon in the latest edition of What to Watch This Week. For many people born after 1980, Nickelodeon was as much a part of their childhood as Homework, Dino Nuggets, and Parents Who Just Don't Understand. And just like Homework, Dino Nuggets, and Annoying Parents, it turns out Nickelodeon is something you never really outgrow. And if you and your family loves Nick as much as I do, you'll love the network's summer lineup, which included new episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants, Season 2 of the new animated series Star Trek Prodigy, and the Loud House Road Trip Special, all of which are now available with Nickelodeon On Demand and Paramount Plus. But what about those Nickelodeon classics we grew up on? What happened to those after-school favorites? What happened to those shows from SNCC? And more importantly, where can you watch them? Today, each one of us picked our favorite slime-fueled throwback for a little bit of Nick nostalgia. And since I'm already rambling, I will start off with my favorite of the bunch. It's a little wild, it's a little strange. It's the Western comedy series Hey Dude. Premiering in July 1989, Hey Dude followed a divorced New York City accountant as he moves to Arizona with his young son Buddy and buys the Bar None Dude Ranch. The show primarily focused on the antics of the ranch's teenage staff, including bad boy Ted McGriff, riding instructor Bradley Brad Taylor, Native American ranch hand Danny Lightfoot, and blonde girl next door Melody Hansen, who was played by actress Christine Taylor, really the only actress who's gone on to have a long-term success. As a kid, I would have sworn Hey Dude ran for 10 years and 300 episodes, but it actually only ran for 2 years and produced 65 half-hour episodes, which is nothing to sneeze at. Hey Dude also holds a very special place in my heart because of a very unexpected moment I shared with Oscar-winning actress Anne Hathaway during a 2019 episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Let's take a look at that.
In your episode, one of my favorite parts, besides the singing and the dancing, is just this really great vintage TV jingle sequence with a guest star I won't spoil. And it got me thinking about some of the greatest TV theme songs. Do you have a particular favorite?
Oh my God, take your pick.
I'm very partial to like old Nickelodeon theme songs. Like Hey Dude. Do you remember Hey Dude?
Hey Dude.
Hey Dude.
Little while, a little strange when you make your home out on the range.
Grab a horse and
Come along, 'cause you can't hitch a ride if you can't hold on. Singing, yippee-ki-yay, yippee-ki-yay, what? Like the cowboys say. Sing it again now. Yippee-ki-yay.
Get along, little doggy, till the break of day. Better watch out for those man-eating jackrabbits and those killer cacti. Hey, dude. Well, Anne, where do you go from there? There it is.
That was so satisfying.
It was great, wasn't it?
That was great. I can't remember the last time I spontaneously burst into Hey Dude with someone. It must have been weeks.
It's one of the best moments of my entire life, hands down, right there.
That's amazing.
You can tell bro on the side did not watch Hey Dude at all.
Yeah.
He was like, what are they singing? That's me right now. I've never seen Hey Dude. And so this is all just like foreign to me. The fact that y'all broke out in the song is insane.
I couldn't believe she did. I sang with an Oscar-winning. She won an Oscar for playing Fantine in Les Mis, and I sang with Anne Hathaway.
I guess I was wrong. I guess life can be musical sometimes. You know,
Yes.
you bust out into song.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah. No, I like Kwam, like you. I just did not watch the show, but it seems like an energetic, fun show. Now I gotta go back and watch it.
Yeah, I don't know if it holds up. But you know, we'll try. But you can currently see if it holds up, and you can watch all 5 seasons of Hey Dude on Paramount Plus, as well as some of my other early 90s Nickelodeon favorites like Salute Your Shorts, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Clarissa Explains It All, Legends of the Hidden Temple, The Ren and Stimpy Show, and Guts. They're all on Paramount Plus. So worth reliving some of that nostalgia, but we're not done yet. Kwam, what is your nostalgic Nick pick?
Ooh, well, David, I went with the ultimate nostalgia Nick pick, The Amanda Show. It was tough for me to choose really between all the great shows. I think you named some. Legends of the Hidden Temple was one of my favorite shows, and also All That. If you want me to bust out the song, All that'll get me to it. But The Amanda Show just really stands above the rest. Because it has so many iconic moments and iconic quotable lines. I mean, you have bring in the dancing lobsters, the bwaha, which is like the evil Amanda Bynes, and my personal favorite, the girls' room, because I still say it to this day, but it's in different contexts, and people were like, "Really, bro?" And I'm like, yeah, man, it's never a wrong time to quote the Amanda Show. It has so many just young stars before they became stars, such as Josh Peck right here, Drake Bell, which is not the best.
Hasn't aged well.
Hasn't aged well at all. But there's so many people who like were a part of the Amanda Show that you can go back and relive the glory days before they were, who they became to be, or before they became awesome people. And the show is just it's timeless. It's classic. And I cannot say enough about the Amanda Show. I think everyone has to be in agreement that it's the best show on Nickelodeon of all time, besides SpongeBob. Am I right? Am I right? Peoples. David, Nicole, lowercase Nicole is disagreeing with me. David, please save me.
So I did not watch the Amanda Show because only because we are different ages. So I had just aged a little bit out of Nickelodeon around this time. So it was not something that I watched, but that's no shade. I just didn't watch it.
It's a lot of shade.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch it, but I don't know. I think I always preferred All That. I mean, nothing against the show. It's just, I don't know. That one just felt funnier to me. Yeah.
Ooh,
that's
hot
shade.
takes.
Sorry.
That was a lot of shit right there. I won't disagree. All That is also really all that. Nicole, what's your pick?
All right. Speaking of All That, I went with a Mondo pick, Good Burger, the movie from 1997. So, like most of us, we grew up on the show All That and just could not wait to see this in theaters. Keenan and Kel were the best, joined by an all-star cast, totally 90s, Carmen Electra, Sinbad, Abe Vigoda, George Clinton, Linda Cardellini, and Shaq playing himself. I mean, it was amazing. And this is back when VHS tapes came in orange. I remember thinking that was the epitome of marketing at 10 years old. This is like a brilliant move. I heard that Good Burger 2 is in the works too. So, I mean, how do you not love that? But I mean, Kwam, do you agree?
I mean, I agree. This is a great movie. I remember watching this as a kid. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. I mean, who could not? And at the time, I had like locks. And so any person who had like braids or twists or like locks, anything that resembles locks, I just instantly identified with them. Because I was like, oh, there's me. And so I loved it. And Good Burger is a classic.
Kel Mitchell recently, I think, appeared on SNL. I think they had done a Good Burger sketch.
I think you're right. Yeah, with Keenan. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. Again, Good Burger I had aged out a little bit, so it was not something that I watched, but I'm aware of it. And that was a cool moment. One time, Kel. What?
David's hating it.
I'm not. I just didn't watch it. Kel was in this movie. Like Sci-Fi used to do a lot. Nicole, you know, the Sci-Fi would do movies that were like off-brand versions of movies that were just coming to theaters. So I forget which movie, but it was like I don't know. It was an alien movie set in Los Angeles, and I can't remember what it was called. But Sci-Fi did a version that was like Attack on Los Angeles or whatever, and that was their off-brand version. And Kel was in that, and I tweeted, "Oh my God, Kel Mitchell in this movie?" Yeah. And he just responded, "Yep." But I didn't tag him, which meant he was searching his own name.
Yeah. He found it. Oh,
maybe it got retweeted. It was on his For You. You never know.
It might have been, but needless to say, I'm sure he's very happy about this Good Burger sequel coming up.
Yes.
But it was a lot of fun to see him on SNL. It was a great moment, and he hasn't aged a day. Looks great.
Yeah, agreed.
Good Burger. Didn't they open up a Good Burger somewhere?
Oof. I mean,
I think maybe like Universal Studios had a Good Burger.
They should have if they didn't. They should do it for 2. Yeah.
Nicole, I would say you definitely unlocked like a childhood memory with the orange VHS tapes.
Yes.
Those were amazing. I had one for the Rugrats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Harriet the Spy was another one I was deciding on. But I remember when I got that from Blockbuster, I was like, "This is amazing! Like there is no end to this."
You were like, "Yo, this is not a regular tape. This is an orange tape.
Yeah,
This is something special."
It's
Smart.
so cool that all of these finally live somewhere. It took a while for Paramount Plus, for a streaming service to pick them up. There are still some gaps, though. Adventures of Pete and Pete does not have a home anywhere. Like, you can't watch it. And there was a couple like very random obscure shows, like the show Roundhouse, which was one of the first Snick shows. When Snick started, it was Clarissa Explains It All, Roundhouse, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and Ren and Stimpy. And 3 of the 4 have a home, but Roundhouse was like a sketch comedy show that like obviously predated all that, and it was a little like edgier. I remember specifically a sketch they did about sex education, like the class sex education, and how like uncomfortable it made them all. And I was like, under 10 years old, I was 8 years old. I'm like, this isn't, even I know this is not for me. I'm too young for this.
Nickelodeon used to be really pushing the boundaries back earlier.
Saturday. I mean, with Are You Afraid of the Dark was properly scary, and Ren and Stimpy was not for kids.
Oh no, Ren and Stimpy was they were pushing the boundary and probably going past it a little bit. But hey, make for great memories. We turned out great, right? So
we sure did. We sure did. And your kids will turn out great too by checking out all the Nickelodeon shows we just talked about and so much more simply by saying what to watch into your voice remote. And that'll do it for today's show. Thank you to my fellow Xfinity editors, Kwam and Nicole, for joining me this week. Special thanks to WWE superstars Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for hanging out with us. WWE SummerSlam airs live on Peacock Saturday, August 5th. Shout out to our producers, Brad and Josh, and everyone else behind the scenes for making this show tick. If you want to check out the TV shows and movies we just talked about, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote, or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. We do it all over again. You can also watch us across the country 24/7 on Xumo Play. My name is David. Thank you so much for joining us on What to Watch Live.